Welcome peeps! So another adventure of GA style as per usual, and this time we've got this pretty blue Merc A200 2014. Nice newish car, but the problem is that there's no parking sensors from factory. Don't know why, just because it's a poverty spec one or whatever, but even a BMW like that from 2002 has got these reverse sensors, and that's a poverty spec. Don't look at the M Sport bumpers because I've put them all on. That was a box standard thing. It comes with sensors. In here, no sensors at all. So this is basically a mission for me for the next 2 days. Or how many videos I'm going to be posting on this one is about the parking sensors. So the customer required front and rear. I can deal with rear easily, but the front ones, oh, that's a completely different ballgame, because you've got to think that you've got to run sensors from here. I'm going to be fitting them on the corners. I'm not fitting them in there just in case they sense the number plate or that bulge. These aftermarket sensors are very pity with that. So we'll be trying to fit sensors in the front, running them all the way down to the back, somewhere in here, wherever the hell the box is going to be located. For the back, it's quite easy. We'll get the saw off, find the middle, and then go both sides and make them even. I'll probably put one like sort of in the corner there, one there, and in the corner there where the little spot is there that have been already fingering the bumper. The back part is not that hard, fair enough. Get it off, drill the holes, put it all in. Pretty much the job's done apart from wiring and stuff like that and blah blah blah. Like I said, the front one's going to be the hardest one. I've never done one of these before, front ones, so it's going to be something new. Well, let's have a look at the sensor kit. I tried to find color match, but you can see that it is darker. I suggested go for black ones, but said no. Fair enough, this is what we found together as close as possible. So it is what it is. Basically, you get control box for all thingies. You've got a display for the dash, which is going to be a nightmare as well to fit it in, because it doesn't stick anywhere. You cannot really fit it, can't really get it in anywhere. So basically what I'm hoping is to fit it on that part there, and basically squeeze the cable under the speaker grill, because there's normally a center speaker. This one not going to have no center speakers, no nothing. So we can pop that grill off and be able to send the cable that way or this way, whichever way it's going to be need to go, all the way to the back where the controller box is going to be located. Yeah, basically I would prepare at least day 2. I've booked in for 2 days. I'm going to be working on this 2 days because there's going to be a lot of stripping for it. It's basically like a full sub install. Plus we take all the bumpers off, front, back, and all the panels and stuff like that. Rear quarters more than likely will have to be removed in here, in the back, in there, to get to where I need to run the cable. Basically, it is going to be a bit of a nightmare one, something new and challenging at the same time, without a doubt. So we'll proceed with the first thing, but let's have a look. This is what I'm using, just a simple parking set. I think it was like 50 odd quid for this one to buy. Wiring for the main box, it's a bit different than what you normally would have just for the reverse. Normally for the reverse, all you have is ground and the brake reverse light wire. On this system, you don't want to I don't even understand how the hell it is going to be working, because the red wire is basically ignition, the white one is for the brake light or brake switch, which is basically a brake light. Yellow one is same as usual, I believe. So the reverse light for the reverse parking sensors to be activated. And so basically every time you brake, this box comes on more than likely for some sort of time until it goes off. I'm gonna for a change actually read this instruction manual because I normally don't. But just because this front sensor, I want to figure out exactly, because sometimes, yeah, obviously this is the Chinesium, without a doubt. And sometimes the instructions and the wording for all these cables where they need to go is a bit backwards. And it messes up a little bit of everything. So yeah, all the sensors and whatnot will connect, but we'll go step by step. We'll start with the back. Me and Steve already started stripping it out just so I can kind of explain to you before I take it off what to do to take the rear bumper off. So first of all, you've got one pin in there, 10mm in there, just push it in and you'll see one of these and one of these going up. That's holding this part. You can possibly take the rear lights off, which is quite easy. So you've only got one of these in there that's holding it. And then basically what you do is grab it from this side and give it like a tug. Right, freaking where was it? People disturbing me as per usual. So you get them off, pull that light, so basically give it a hit and it just pops out because it's just slotted in there. It's just easier to get these clips in here so you don't damage your bumper and stuff like that, because they are pushed in. Well, Steve already took it off. Then you go underneath, there's two more of these sausages on the side. On this side, more than likely exactly the same on that side. And then there is another 10mm just up in here, just there behind that shield seal. It holds this rear diffuser. On that side, it's that little hole there that needs to be undone, and that's the rear bumper is gonna basically pop off. Yeah, there's it. What are you looking for? Oh.
So you get that fucking clip out, I've got one. Yeah, fucking easy.
Where is the... No, I just used them. But basically that's how the whole back bumper comes off. So let us pop it off. I'm not going to be putting this on a time lapse yet or nothing. We'll pop that off and then we'll have a look how we're going to do. Hold this rear wiring job, measuring space between sensors, because sometimes on these cars there is already like locations from factory. All you do is you just drill them from the inside out and then you can fit the new sensors in. But we'll see that in a second. As you can see, that the rear bumper is off and somebody's has crashed this thing.
Nice.
Basically, the only other thing that you're going to be wrestling with is this part here. You're definitely going to have to be tugging on it quite a lot. Pretty much same as on this, but if you do take the light out, you might as well take it out because it's going to be easier to get to those. But that was a bit quite hard. But it's doable, it's manageable. I suppose if you take this off, you probably could spray some, I don't know, maybe it's grease or stuff like that, so that I'm more than likely spray some when I'm putting them in so they slot in nicely. But some like WD-40 or spray grease or some sort of lubricant, whatever, will probably help to get them out easier. But that's this part there. Basically now, we've got to attach sensors, well, sensor wires and bits and bobs, because this is already meant to have bits and bobs on the sensors and everything, so we'll basically be sort of running cables from here, because this is the bung that we'll be using, because that goes directly all the way through there. I don't know, can it see what I can see? There's a hole in there. See there? It goes straight across and comes out in there.
See the light.
You can see the light. The light is there. So it's quite easy. So basically crisscross, feed all the cables, and the box is going to be sitting that corner. Right. It's there. It is definitely there. So let's squeeze that in for now. The next part is to install the sensors themselves. Here on the bumper, here on the bumper, here on the bumper. So we'll have to sort of find the center, where the center is. I think we'll have to definitely mask this off and
Clean it up first.
well, basically we'll go from, I'm gonna have, this was a one reference point, that's on the one reference point. We'll put a 90-degree angle and then basically kind of cover it over the top, mark the mark there, another mark in there, and then center from there to there is going to be center, and then you spread them out evenly either side. That's pretty much what I'm going to be trying to do here. So now you are definitely going on a time lapse, and I'm going to go clean the bumper off, get it all measured out, find the center, cut the holes, fit the sensors, and then we'll proceed with the wiring, because these sensors, as long as I'm aware, oh no, pain in the ass sensors. They are proper pain in the ass sensors, because these don't have quick release. Which ones these are? FR. Yeah, they're all exactly the same. Sometimes some of these sensors are split in there, so you can actually poke the cable on and stuff like that. But basically I'm gonna have to get them all hooked onto there while the bumper is off or semi off. So yeah, cheap kit, but that's what you get. That's what I could get. But right, I'm gonna put you on a time lapse. Let's go find the middle, sort the sensors out, space them out, install them, and then we'll go from there.
Can you feel it?
And this is basically how you install the sort of sensors. Like I said, the color match ain't perfect, but like I say, it will be very rarely if you're gonna get a color match unless it's black or white or red. Well, and then you've got like hundreds of different shades of red. So I just use some duct tape, taped it down, put some hot glue, well obviously clean it all up, hot glue on the sides, so it keeps the sides so a bit more strength. Thingy not up, and now will be just basically we'll feed this cable all the way in and through that hole, and basically the back bumper really can go back on. That is all gonna be done, apart from the wiring really. Wiring. Obviously, with this box, we need to have ignition live, which is gonna be, if that would be just the reverse sensor stuff, this would be basically it. All you have to do is just connect your ground to the ground, red thing to the reverse light when it comes on, and that's it. You don't get no screens, you don't get no basic, well sometimes you get a beeper, but this one doesn't have it. This one's got a screen. I think the screen is the beep, it's screen is the beep at the same time. So because this one doesn't even have any thingy functions or nothing. So that's pretty much that's what it is. As you can see, front sensor has 4 left, and we've got 4 extension cables, because it's all going to be going, how I'm thinking it's going to go from this side to this side, up in here, up through the trunk and where the main fuse harness goes, and then all the way to the back. Kind of makes sense, but we'll see how it's even going to work out. So basically what we'll do is I'm gonna go have some food and I'm gonna put you on a time lapse. Me and Steve are gonna hide this bumper back on, feed the cable through, and then I'll see if there's enough time for me to explain where you have to connect the reverse cables, rear cables on this car. If no, we're gonna see it in the part 2. So that was basically bumper back on, as you can see. On the video you actually cannot see, honestly on the video you actually cannot see like difference between the colour, but in person you actually can. But it's not that bad. It's all good. It's all good, man. It's all good. So I did do a bit of testing to try to figure out what to do with this bloody brake thingy and everything. As you can see, everything's been soldered on here. Oh yeah, 2 seconds, bloody hell. So this motherfucker. So right. So if you are doing just the reverse sensor, so your cables at 2014 A-class Merc is grey, obviously your ground, and this grey yellow is your rear trigger wire. The yellow and white or yellow is the brake one, but I've decided just to go for that because it keeps this basically permanently on. Imagine a situation you do basically drive on a motorway or drive somewhere, anywhere or anything. You're going to be constantly on the fucking brake. You will be on the brake pretty much all the time. There's going to be very rarely when you won't be. And the sensors will still be on. All you'll have is, especially in the night time, you'll have this display flashing on and off, 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 on and off. So it could be a bit of a pain in the ass. Since it's on permanently, it's on all the time. You're gonna get used to it and stuff. It's entirely up to you. If you would have to wire it in the A-class front sensor trigger, you would have to go in the boot lid for that light, because that is the only one that doesn't light up at the same time as the daytime running bulbs, basically, or whatever, the driving light, whatever you call it. But you would have to more than likely go for this this one here. I haven't tested it, I just went for that one. Yellow white just keeps yellow next to the grey yellow one. I went for that one. It is really entirely up to you how you want to do it, but this is what I choose to do. And that's basically the colors that you need. If you don't have front sensors, it's easy, boom, 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 happy days. You can have this, buy this kit and not to install the front sensors. Well, it is after you've done with your reverse. If they're not plugged in, the box goes off, the display goes off, everything goes off. So it knows basically that they're not there, and it's not showing us anything, whether there is anything or not. But that's basically the crack. So what else I was gonna say? Yeah, they're working perfectly fine. In the back, it shows how far your thing shows which sensor is triggering more than the other one. I'll basically show that to use. Well, actually, if I can jump in, I can show it now. Start it over, and you'll see what I mean now by just having the, as soon as you put the ignition, because that goes into the ignition live on as well, and you'll see that this screen comes on. It's always going to be sensed to front. You can set the loudness and everything, and that's sort of malarkey. So right, put it in reverse. So there we go. Why is it showing E2? What the hell? Oh, here we go. So you can see where I am. It's showing you where you're going. And basically turn it off. Turn the reverse off. So reverse goes off. It shows error E2. There's no front sensors, and literally after a couple of seconds, boom, it goes off. But I can't show you the front ones now because I don't have them on. And that's what I was saying before. But basically, this is the rear end is done. Now we'll be going for the challenging part for the front, but I'm gonna have to say that this is the end of the part 1 of the front and rear parking sensor installation. In a part 2 we will be doing the front, taking the bumper off pretty much in the same sort of manner, taking the bumper, installing them, then trying to wire all the cables from the front to the back and see how the hell it works at the end of the day. But all in all, for now, thanks a lot for watching. Like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you in the part 2. Bye bye.